What's up, everybody? My name is Kobe Cornell Boone. I want to say thank you for clicking on this video and checking out the intent. I say that this is where authentic conversations take place. And I truly feel like today's topic is one of those, so to speak. Like, when you have one of those, this is one of those that's definitely going to come from the heart. If this is your first time here, I just ask that you like, share, subscribe, send this to somebody that you know that might find this of value. Most importantly, I'm going to ask that you leave a comment in the comment section. That feedback allows me to make sure that I'm putting out things that are actually valuable and useful to the rest of the world. And I feel like if we have different platforms that are out here now that can promote negative agendas that are to the detriment of people, then I should use what I believe is my God given voice, gifts, whatever you want to call it, to be able to combat that and put a little bit of light, put a little bit of love out there as well. So, without further ado, today's topic I had actually wrote in my note section quite some time ago that I wanted to discuss, and it is closer to 30. Closer to 30. A letter to a younger me. Um, Closer to 30, a letter to a younger me, man. And I tried to record this video, like, this is my third attempt at recording this video this morning, and everything that stopped the video so far has been exactly why I wanted to record this video, man. Closer to 30, a younger me. I am 28 years old. I have been married now, going on. We got married in 2020. It is 2024. Uh, we're going on our fourth year of marriage. I think in August. August will be 4 years of marriage. I am a father now. I'm a husband. I'm a father now, um, to a beautiful daughter, and I believe I'm a better son now. I'm a better son now. I believe I'm a better brother now than I have ever been before. And when I look at 30, some people they don't plan their lives at all. Like, that's part of the problem. They don't plan their lives at all in anticipation or hope for anything. You have other people who maybe plan their lives in weeks, months, things they want to do, goals, maybe a year, maybe a decade, which I've heard before, and I kind of look at myself as far as decades. But wherever you are in the scope, when you look at 30, male or female, doesn't matter. It is a milestone that holds a lot of weight for folks. I know for me growing up, when I was younger, I would always say, and when I say this, I don't know where I got it from. I don't know what person I heard this from, but I remember being like 5 years old, elementary school, talking about, I'm gonna be married by 25. And I was married by 25. I got married at 25. So getting married by 25 or starting a family by a certain age, you have these milestones that I think are really great. And I preface all that by saying, man, closer to 30, there's some life hindsight being 2020 type of conversations and maturity that I think have really blessed me, really have blessed me, blessed my life, blessed my wife, blessed my family, that I've had and taken time to sit down and really analyze those first, I will say chapter, but like this my early years, if you will, of high school, elementary school, high school, grad, college, post grad, to the age that I am now, getting close to 30. And I just want to dive into it and unpack it in a way of what I would tell my younger self, or what I would tell any young man who is out there in this world today that could encourage him and empower him, that I hope will bring them much value. So that's my generalization. That's me just kind of all over the place, but bring it to the point of this. If I had to write a letter to my younger self, I would start by saying, bro, you need confidence in this world. If you had a father in your life, didn't have a father in your life, or had a father in your life, but that was emotionally absent, meaning they worked all the time, they weren't really emotionally capable to express themselves to you, and vice versa, to teach you how to express yourself, you need to get somewhere that is going to teach you confidence and how to navigate your emotions and feelings. I highly encourage that young brother, or I would have to myself say, get into martial arts. If you have money to get into clubs, nightlife, buy rims for your car, all kinds of other things to get into these Xbox games, whatever the case may be, you have enough money to invest in either yourself, or as a young man, you encourage your parents to put you in martial arts. It could be Muay Thai, which is my personal favorite. It could be judo, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, if you don't mind grappling and be on the floor, as a more of a grappling than striking. But martial arts will help you to better understand your mindset, where you are in the pecking order of other men, your physical capabilities, your physical limitations, your fears, your weaknesses, your strengths. Martial arts will teach you all of that and then some, and you will build a confidence in and of yourself that will, um, I believe, give you the foundation and the fundamental stability that you need to grow up to be a confident, resounding, stable, and emotionally intelligent man. And in the world that we live in today, you really have to be that. Like, you really have to. There's so much willy nilly stuff, and I feel indifferent about the mental health discussion and different sides. Being someone who had multiple attempts in my own life, when I was going through difficult times and stuff. I have probably a controversial take on where the mental health conversation is today as opposed to what it used to be. And I'll just flat out say I think a lot of it is commercially driven from some of the apps and stuff that are out there now. Um, I don't think everybody is truly experiencing what will be um, a diagnosable mental health related issue. I do not believe that. I think a lot of stuff is driven by media and companies that want to try to push pills and other things of that nature out there. But I also agree, and I've been in a difficult spot where maybe you do need help, but it may not be a medical help per se immediately. There's channels that I think you should go through with professionals to find out what exactly you need. So I'll leave that there, as somebody who's had literally five therapists so far. So yeah, another conversation for another day. But I would say having that attribute as a young man, that outlet in martial arts, could be something that's very great for you. I would say, as a young brother, I need you to have love for yourself, and I'm just gonna jump right into the sex and relationship part. Man, if you don't love yourself, nobody else will. And it's not that nobody else will show you what looks like love, is that how can they love you if you don't know yourself? They don't know what they're loving about you. They don't know if they're loving truly you, because you're an avatar, you're a fixation, you're a construct that you've created for other people to see of you as a person, if you're not truly being yourself and being authentic with yourself. So that means you got to spend time alone. You got to spend time alone. You got to learn yourself as a person, and nobody tells you that. Like, growing up in the world, growing up social in this new social media era, but growing up like when we were younger, before all this stuff came out, I remember very vividly summer of 2009 having a phone die and not needing to charge it back up, because what would I be on for? What would I be on it for? There wasn't this thing now where every waking moment of your day is filled with some type of noise, some type of news, some type of media or social media to just scroll. When things were off, things were off. When you were bored, you were bored. And in that time, you were able to discover who you were as a person, like your mind, your thoughts, your activities, things that you were into, whatever the case may be. I encourage any young man, and I wish I, in my time there, not from a regretful standpoint, but just real, was able to look at the serenity, true tranquil serenity of stillness and quietness, and that ability to be able to think clearly and to hear one's own thoughts without the convoluted, not just intrusive thoughts, but like the convoluted thoughts of just the day. When you first wake up in the morning, don't immediately go to your cell phone. Thank God for waking you up for the day. Maybe get on your knees and pray. Put Him at the head of your life, which is as a Christian, that is my principles that I stand on. That is my personal relationship in Christianity and my faith in God. But it's so important and valuable because you have so much sound and just noise that is constantly trying to get your attention and take you off track of what you need to be on. Women, bro, I don't care if you're the most attractive guy, pause if you want, I don't care. Like, most attractive, good looking guy, I don't care if you, uh, what did it say, dusty, broke, busted, disgusted, whatever the case may be. You being able to navigate your sexual energy and discipline, being sexually disciplined, is going to determine the trajectory of your life as a man. Case in point, men who are wildly successful, I have often found, and when I say successful, I'm not just talking about finances. I'm talking about they got peace in their life, they've got order in their life, their family ain't looking crazy all over the place into all kinds of stuff, locked up, in and out of jail, all kinds of craziness. I have typically found those to be men who have a strong relationship with God and have their sexual discipline in place. You'll hear all kinds of doctrine today of guys in the polyamorous relationships and talking about one, two, three wives, and they always try to justify it with something out of biblical times or whatever the case may be, or something thousands of years ago. And more often than not, if you look at these cats, they ain't the top tier dudes like reality. And I say top tier, we know what top tier is. People in shape, workout, top of their careers, whatever the case may be. Is very often not the case. And that's probably a personal judgment, but I don't care. But also with that, it's like, bro, to love one woman and to find a new way to love that one woman in the way that she wants to be loved and receive that love for a lifetime is one of the most honorable things you can absolutely have. I have met people who would not do a deal with somebody because they were not married. I've been in business for a while. I've been in sales and stuff for a while. I've transitioned primarily out of my career outside of sales, but like while I was in it, I remember deals and opportunities that would come to me, and the first thing this woman would ask was, "If you're married, tell me about your family, whatever the case may be." There is a leg up, if you will. This is a letter to young. There's a leg up to being a one man, a one woman type of guy. I guess it could be to a young woman too. A one man, one woman, type of guy, man. Like there is there is an advantage to that because it shows that you're stable. It shows that you have commitment. It shows that you have values, if you will. And, people like that, again, they tend to have a discipline in life that allows them to be able to exceed where others don't. You know, it's just a reality. You can cut the cheese however you want to cut the cheese, but it don't change the fact that it's cheese. So I encourage you, in your youth to make sure that you are, being someone who is principled and who is charactered, and don't be afraid to stand on it. I think there was times that in my own life where it wasn't the most popular to be the saved churchy kids, so I would go a different direction or hang out with groups of kids I knew I was called to be different. I knew I shouldn't have been hanging with, but the excitement and the thrill seemed more exciting than in the church groups that I might have been a part of. And in some cases, very much so, it was true. And the danger was really real too. I'm not saying don't go out and make decisions and, sit on the sidelines of life at all. That's not what I'm saying. But calculate the risk. And that would probably be the next point that I would go into is like, you got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them. You got to know when to walk away. You got to know when to run. That song is by Kenny Rogers, The Gambler. And that song is probably one of the most valuable songs that I ever learned listening to my mom growing up listening to country music that I've really taken as a mantra in life, if you will. You got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to hold your peace, not say nothing, sit back, watch, peep things, see what people are on, see the situation, read it, take a different vantage point. You got to know when to hold them, hold still. You got to know when to fold them. You got to know when to say, hey, I'm out. I'm good. This ain't for me. I'm straight. Like this is not I want to be a part of. I'm a bow out. Know when to hold them. Know when to fold them. Know when to walk away. Know when the thing is done. A lot of people will beat a dead horse to the end of something. And that phrase, if not from the country, beat a dead horse, just means doing something over and over again. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. You gotta know how to tweak things. You gotta know when to say, hey, you know what? I've been on this same mountain and it ain't worth standing on no more. It's this mountain that I've been standing on. Maybe it's my pride. Maybe it's like something I can't do away with. It's not serving me. It's time for me to walk away. And you gotta know when to run too. Hey man, listen, that I would say in my life, I've definitely had things that I was running from emotionally, spiritually, maybe even at times that I didn't quite understand as a young person, the stuff that I had to deal with of growing up, where I grew up and how I grew up. And I've had things that I ran towards, like this idea that I could be better, that I could have a great life, I could have the cars that I want to have, I can have the house, have the job, have the career, have the family that I want to have. You got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to walk away. And you got to know when to run. And when it's running time, it's your time. Uh, Life operates in seasons. You should check out Ecclesiastes. I can't think of the exact scripture right now, but it's the long scripture, long chapter about different seasons. And for everything, there's a time, there's a set time. Bro, that is so real. That's so true. And you got to know when it's your time. How will you know? You you sometimes you will, sometimes you won't. I would say that God will give you confirmation when it's your time to make a move. And when it starts getting in rotation, I want to say move. It could be a job you're applying for. It could be a state that you're moving to. Whatever. He'll give you a sign that lets you know, like, I think this is the thing. And sometimes he will speak directly to you, and he'll give you a word. Like literally, you'll know, hey, that just interrupted my thoughts. That won't me. Still soft voice, but it interrupts everything. You're like, oh, what was that? I think that was God, and you know, because it'll be positive. It'll be reaffirming. You'll have a feeling of love that's behind it that is like strong, but you'll know it's Him, and you're like, yo, okay, I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be good. How I know? He just spoke to me. Now, faith without works is dead, right? So you can get the word, but you still have to put in the work. You know, I know people like rhyming words. I do too. Like you may get the word, but you still got to put in the work. You know, so faith without works is dead. So be willing to put in the work for what it is that you actually are aspiring to go after and chase. But man, as a young man, you got to know when it's running time. You got to know when it's time to be on your mission. It's time to be on your grizzy. What do they say? Stand on your square and handle business and get the job done and understand what distractions may lie for you. Every person has their acclivities, you know, things that they typically do. Like their trajectory that is most often indicated by their lifestyles, their upbringing, whatever the case may be. But you can lift the ceiling. You can raise the roof. You can be more. You can make more. You can go further. You can do more. You have to believe that you can. And that belief is the fuel inside your life's vehicle to be able to take you to the next level. The moment that you stop believing, and not saying that 100% 24 hours out of the day you'll always believe something 100%, but in your core and your soul, the moment that you start to give up and say, I don't believe that I can do this anymore, it's time to go before the Lord in prayer. It's time to evaluate that thing, you know, hold them, fold them, walk away, run, really evaluate it and try to find the source behind things. Try to find the source behind why you have disbelief. What is it? What is it that you no longer believe? What is it that you're afraid of? You know, something like ask be a person who like looks at yourself and asks the deeper question. Don't always look at the effect, look at the cause. Try to find the root of a thing before you try to define it. You know, try to find the meaning, if you will. If I put it a different way, try to find the meaning of things, if you will, before you try to define them. And I think if you do that and you take that approach with most cases in life, you'll find that things aren't that deep, things aren't that difficult. Everything doesn't need a response. And more often than not, if it's not something that you would think about in 10 years from now or be concerned with or worried with, it's probably not worth the time, excuse me, or the effort in the right now. So yeah. Um. Oh man, I know I'm kind of monologuing. This is a video I think I want to do a part two to. Yeah, I think I want to do a part two to this video. Um. I wanted to lay a kind of a groundwork in this letter, but I think I'll do a part two, and I want to focus on like doing life with somebody else in the next one. And I think I want to talk about like what do you guys think I should? I leave a comment in the comment section. I'm gonna cut this one here a little bit shorter, but I hope you found a lot of value and gems in this video as well. But I think I would like to break this up in certain parts to kind of micro focus in, microscopically, whatever. I'm making up new words. Focus in on certain areas and arenas in a form of a letter to a younger me. My hope is that you find value in this video, that some type of ideology was useful, that you see the connection to faith again, um, to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and the Gospels, for how to live what I believe is a purpose driven life. It's a great book to read by Pastor Rick Warren called A Purpose Driven Life. And there are some principles, there are some rules, there are some things that you need to take in place as a young man, to ensure that you are indeed living a purpose driven life, and that you work to see the fruits of that, to actually benefit from that. So I say that to say I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was of value to you. Please let me know. And until next time, thank you for checking out the intent. God bless.